Good morning, Quadcopter 101, and what I got for you today is a really interesting quadcopter. This is the JJRC H62 Splendor. You're looking at it, and I know you're at home saying, not another folding quadcopter. Well, yeah, it is another folding quadcopter. In fact, it is very similar to a quadcopter I reviewed recently, which is the JJRC H61, which I got right here. But there are some differences, some major differences. First off, let's go over with the similarities. It uses the same motors, more or less the same body shape, very similar body shape to the H61. The same battery, the same 850 milliampere hour, 3.7 volt battery. So there are going to be lots of batteries available since it's for more than one quadcopter. There's that battery. Actually, I'm using the battery for my H61 today. I'm going to do 2 flights. I'm going to try 2 flights today if I get lucky. But what's special about it? Again, it has the optical flow position hold sensor that the H61 does. The H62 also has that. So this can automatically maintain both altitude with its barometer altitude hold and position by looking down at the ground. Very similar to what a GPS quadcopter can do. And that's pretty special, especially in the realm of toy grade quadcopters to be able to do that. But that's where the similarities end, right there between the two. Looking at the cameras on the two, the H61 on top and the H62 on bottom, we see that the H62 has a much better image sensor and a much better lens. It has a wide-angle lens than the H61. It produces much better image clarity and much better video than the H61. Okay, that's nice too. Nice to know too. But there's also one thing that this has that this one does not, and believe it or not, this has optical follow me. Very similar to how DJI products work, where you draw a box over yourself on the screen and it will follow you, and it does. It actually does a very good job. Now, the way it works though, the follow me sensor, or the follow me computations, are not done on the quadcopter. I believe it's done on the phone. And the reason being, if you lose Wi-Fi connection, it loses optical track of you on the ground. So that's telling me, yeah, this does not have, that's how it's doing it on the cheap. It's using your phone as the processor, in effect, for doing the computations for the follow me, which is okay, especially if you're looking at keeping the cost down and remembering that this is a toy drone. Don't lose your sight on that. This is still a toy drone, but to have that capability is just amazing in my point of view, my opinion. So let's just demonstrate it and show you how it works. So see if you agree with it or not. Okay, this is the JJRC Splendor app that we use to control the quadcopter. First thing, we're going to start the video. On the right-hand side, second button from the bottom starts the video recording. And to take off, on the left-hand side, we have an upward arrow with an H. We press that button, and that should take to the air. And we're going to check its stability first. See how well it maintains its position. Hello up there. See how close I am right now? I'm really close, but this has a very, very wide screen, or wide-angle lens on it, so I'm showing up a little bit distant. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn the quadcopter around and put it in selfie mode, so the back becomes the front and the front becomes the back, and that's the third button from the top here on the left side. So pressing that button. Temporarily not allowed. I'm not sure why that's not allowed. Let's go up a little bit higher. Maybe it has to be a certain altitude. There. I guess you have to be a certain altitude for that to work. Okay, we are in selfie mode. Again, the back side is now the front, and the front with the camera is now the back, so we can take videos of ourselves and pictures. And I'm looking, and I'm seeing that the Wi-Fi range on this is very short. Okay, now to turn on the follow me mode, you hit that little person on the bottom left corner, and then you're going to draw a circle about what you want to follow, and I'm going to draw it over my head, using my head as the thing to follow. And then I'm going to hit that switch above it, the little switch, and turn it green, and now it should follow me. Let's see if it actually does. And I'm noticing I'm losing a little bit of Wi-Fi connection there. It's becoming a little bit iffy in the Wi-Fi connection, but will it follow me? How about if I move to the left? Okay, I got to keep this flat end of my Wi-Fi point, the flat end of my phone pointed at the quadcopter, because my phone's antenna comes out the back side of it. It radiates backwards, so for best reception I got to keep my phone pointed toward the quadcopter. So it's working. This is Follow Me in a toy quadcopter, which is pretty darn cool in my opinion that it's able to do such. I'm just walking around keeping my head pointed at it so I can keep it in view, but it's also recording to my phone, I believe. Am I recording? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm recording now. Okay, let's walk around and see if it follows me. Let's pick up a bit of speed. How about if I go over here? So, you know, this would be interesting for hiking, especially if you can keep it forward of you. Did I lose it? No? It seems to still be following me. Am I in the picture? Yes, I am. Okay, that's with the camera pointed downward. Let's see if I can raise that camera up a bit and instead of, okay, I think I lost, no, I'm still in lock on. So let's do a landing and catching it. And this time, let's try raising the camera up a bit and see if it still works. Okay, I rose the camera up a bit. We're just going back into the air and going into selfie mode again. And it's pointing toward me. And again, I'm going to select the draw over my head. It's going to follow my head and shoulders. And then starting Follow Me again. Let's see if that actually works. I'm going to walk away from it. Does it work when it's low like this? I don't know. I'm getting smaller. It doesn't seem to be following me. So again, this works probably best. How about it follows me horizontally? It just stays in that position when you put it, when you raise the camera angle, it'll just stay where it's at. More or less like spotlight mode. See how, if it can follow me if I move rapidly. No, it lost me. It lost me. Will it regain me? No. So when you're low to the ground like this, the performance of the Follow Me becomes a little less, it becomes somewhat iffy. So let's land it, put my hand underneath and land. So we're going to raise that camera down, or lower that camera down again, and continue with Follow Me. Stopping the video, or starting the video. Actually, what I want to do next is show photos. So let's stop Follow Me. We're going to turn that off and go to the air again and go into selfie mode. Go up a bit higher. Get a little closer. Go up a bit higher. Well, why is it not going up higher? Well, I'm going to take a picture from there. It doesn't want to go up higher for some reason right there. But pressing the picture button on the left side there, or on the right side. Second picture. Now you could do continuous shots. Let's select continuous. We'll do 3 shots. And I'm going to go out a little bit further and then hit the camera button. I don't know what it's doing. If it's even taking those photos. Enough of those continuous shots. Turning that off. And let's try G-sensor control. Okay, this is forward, this is back. Could I go up higher? Coming out of G-sensor control. That was G-sensor control. Now, I am not sure. Oh, I know why there we go. The buttons were turned off. Let's go a bit higher and go back to that Follow Me again, because I think that feature's neat. Pressing Follow Me. And I got to get inside here, and I'm going to circle over my head and shoulders and turning on Follow Me. And I got to select the target again and turning it on and making sure camera is recording. And we are recording. I think. Let me make sure. Stop record. Start record. We are recording. Okay, so again, best used if you stay close to it. You know, going in and out tends to, it can lose lock a bit. I'm going to go backwards. Let's see if it follows me. You know, if it's following you, you have to, there goes its battery, you have to keep that camera lens pointed downward. If it's pointed up horizontal, it doesn't know what to do, but it does the calculations, I guess, you know, to figure out if you're going in or out based on the angle that it's pointed downward. Well, that was the first flight of this thing. You know what? I am going to do a follow-on flight. Let me stop that video. I want to do a follow-on flight using a Wi-Fi repeater to see if that helps improve it. So let's do a second flight of this thing with a Wi-Fi repeater. Okay, this will be a second flight. I'm going to be using the Mi Wi-Fi home repeater with the JJRC H62 Splendor. Now, the reason I'm using this is, again, the effectiveness of the Follow Me depends on the Wi-Fi reception to the quadcopter. Now, that is going to vary with your different phones, particularly with the ability of your phone. It's transmitting power and receiving power on the Wi-Fi band. If you lose the Wi-Fi, you will probably lose the lock of the Follow Me. Now, my fellow fans out there, those who know how to turn off the caps lock, I know how a Wi-Fi repeater is supposed to work. You're supposed to put a Wi-Fi repeater down along the range where you want to extend the range to, and then the reception station should be even further down that range, you know, so it would go linearly from point of transmission to the repeater, and then the repeater outward, you know, to increase the range. That's how most repeaters work. But this Mi home repeater is somewhat special in terms of being a repeater, in that it has a special antenna in there, two antennas in there for diversity antenna reception. It actually will switch back and forth between the antennas based on which one is receiving the best signal. On top of that, it has an amplifier for, you know, it receives the signal, amplifies it, and transmits it outward at higher output than it was received. So in effect, you know, my phone is pretty bad in terms of transmission power and reception. Hopefully this will help improve both. Okay, so again, this has better antenna in it, and it amplifies the signal, so that's why I use it. And I don't use it normally, you know, the normal way you're supposed to, by putting it halfway between the two stations that you're trying to transmit the Wi-Fi signal between. I use it just independently to hope that it will amplify the signal from my phone and improve the reception of the Wi-Fi signal back to my phone. So that's why I use it that way. Okay, let's fire it up. All we need to do is first turn on the quadcopter by holding down its on-off button and putting it on the ground. And the next thing we do is plug in the repeater, the Mi repeater. Okay, I have the blue light on the receiver, which means, or on the repeater, which means it's connected to the drone. And I am connected to the repeater, so we should be good to go. I'm going to step back a bit so I don't create interference between the two. I find that seems to help as long as you don't get too close to the repeater with the phone. That improves the performance. Okay, starting the video camera and hitting takeoff of the drone and going up a bit higher and rotating it. Actually, let's put it in selfie mode so it automatically rotates toward me. And it sees me on the ground. So I want to get into the center of its picture and make sure we are recording, and selecting myself again inside there, and then turning on Follow Me. And let's see how well this works now. Will it follow me? Again, my phone is going to the controller, and the signal is going from the controller to the quadcopter. And see, I'm looking on the screen now. It seems to be working very well. Let me start up Mobazin in case Mobazin isn't recording. Let me double check Mobazin's recording. Three, two, one. Okay, Mobazin wasn't recording, but it's recording now. Just to show you that this is working much better using the repeater. Okay, I'm just going to walk around and it's following me much better. Again, the reason being that my repeater, you know, this is using the phone to do the calculations for the follow me. And I don't want to get too close to the repeater. It'll get iffy when I do that. But as long as we got a good strong signal going to the quadcopter, come on, going to the quadcopter, are you going to follow me? It does the follow me rather well then. Okay, again, it's using the repeater signal because the repeater seems to have a much better, stronger signal, maintaining ability to maintain a good Wi-Fi connection than my phone alone. So that's another reason I like that repeater. And again, you know, I got subscribers who yell at me that I'm using it the wrong way, but that's the reason I'm using it, because it has an amplifier in it and a better receiver in it. Dual antenna receiver. I want to stay more or less in the flat plane of that repeater. And that's why I use it. You know, it just improves the Wi-Fi signal than just using my phone alone or Wi-Fi connection. So yeah, the follow me is working excellent now. Very good, because I got good Wi-Fi connection. So you say you got your kid doing a soccer match out in the field here, running around. Well, he would have ran out of connection that time. I don't see myself. I better get in there. Hello? Is it me? There we go. No, I pulled it off. So I'm going to have to reconnect myself here. So let me stop it. Stop follow me. And get in the box. And select and restart it. But say your kid's out doing a soccer match. This might work. Let's see if it'll follow me if I was running. No, this old man's not going to run. It's not following me either that time. Stopping it again. Starting the box. Selecting. So yeah, maybe that won't work out. If you're moving too fast, it loses connection. But if you're just going at a walking pace, it seems to work very well. So if you're hiking, it'll work. Yeah, it lost me again. So I'm not sure why it's, you know, maybe the contrast isn't good. So I'm going to stop that again. Start it one more time. Draw over my whole body this time. Starting. Yeah. Starting. And we'll walk around. So yeah, I guess there's a certain speed where it doesn't keep up with you. But if you're moving slowly, it seems to work pretty well. I'm moving away. Is it going to follow me? He's going to eventually fall. No, it's going to lose me unless it starts coming toward me. I'm going back into the box. It was losing me there. It follows you when you're circling it, as long as you stay close to it. But let's see if I can push it toward the repeater, closer to the repeater. Maybe that'll help. You know, I'm not flying it. It's just doing it itself. And it lost me. So, regained me. So, follow me, toy drone. I would never believe that they could have incorporated this into a toy, but they did. JJRC did. So, I'm going to run it out until its batteries go done. Oh, I'm not recording video right now. Let's turn on the video camera one more time. Start recording. I guess it stops recording if it loses lock, I'm assuming. Which it might be doing right now, losing lock. Let me get back in the picture. Okay. Are you going to follow me? Or are you just going to stay there? It's not going to follow me there. Let's turn it off. And its lights are starting to flash, so it's getting a little bit low. I'm going to get a little closer. little closer. Do follow me one more time. Circle my head and start, and we'll do final wrap up on this. So yeah, its lights are blinking. You can see the green blinking lights. I think you can see that, which tell me that it's getting low. But all in all, you know, if they keep the price of this reasonable, this should be pretty dang cool for beginners. They might enjoy it. I'm trying to walk toward it, see if it'll follow me. I'm not doing anything, and it's following me. I hope it's, no, it's not recording again. That lost me again. So we're gonna call it quits here shortly. How much closer could I get before it loses lock on me again? So simple follow me quadcopter, and there we go again. I'm going over this way now. That will follow you. So, yeah, again, I don't know what the price of this is. This has not been released as of the date I'm doing this video. Banggood was getting ready to release it shortly. They said it'll be released this week, actually. We'll see if they actually do that. But again, if this comes in at a reasonable price similar to the H61, then yeah, this should be a big seller, folks. Pretty neat. They have that capability. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101. Let me turn that off. We lost signal because I turned it off here. Quadcopter 101, signing out.